Welcome to Smart School. In this video, we are looking at the introduction to computer. Now, our SMART objectives are: we want to discuss the definition of computer, we want to look at the meaning and types of electronic devices, and we want to look at the meaning of data. We want to also look at some examples of data, and we'll be looking at the parts of the computer system, that is, the parts that makes up the computer system. Before we proceed, let me tell you my name. My name is Nwokimodo Chibike Daniel. Your tutor in this course, Introduction to Computer. So I would like you to pay a very good attention to what we are doing so that you can be able to get it. Now, in this course, or in this video, we'll be looking at the introduction to computer in segments. That is, the introduction to computer will be divided in segments so that you can be able to understand as you go through. Like now, we are just looking at some aspects. We are looking at data, we are looking at types of data, we are looking at definition of computer, we are looking at the meaning of electronic device, and we also look at the parts of the computer system. So in the next video, we are looking at something different. But it's following a sequential order so that you can be able to get it serially. So let's go ahead with the introduction to computer. Now, let's look at the definition of computer. What is computer? A computer is an electronic device which can accept data as input and process data and give out useful information as output. Now let me repeat that definition. It says a computer is an electronic device which accepts data as input, processes data, and gives out information as output. From that definition, we can recognize that we talked about electronic device, we talked about data, we talked about input, we talked about processing, and we talked about giving out useful information. So all these things that are mentioned in this definition are what computer does. It's an electronic device, it accepts data as input, it processes data, and it brings out information as output of the processed data which was given to the computer. As we go along in this course, we'll be able to understand the scope and everything that lies about the introduction to computer. So now, since we have known what the definition of computer is, let's look at what an electronic device is. You know, in our definition, we talked about electronic device. We said a computer is an electronic device that accepts data. Now, what is an electronic device? That word electronic device, we are trying to break it down, that simplify so that you can be able to understand electronic device better. What is an electronic device? An electronic device is any device that uses electricity to work. Any device that uses electricity to work. Examples of electronic device are electric fan, television, radio, and many other devices that uses electricity to work. So now, the computer is an electronic device because it uses electricity to work. It is an electronic device because it uses electricity to work. That is, without electricity, the computer can't work. The computer does not use this, the battery they sell that our torchlight uses. All those little finger batteries, the computer don't use them, but the computer uses electricity to work. That is why it is called an electronic device. So if you have been asked, what is an electronic device? So you can be able to explain what an electronic device means. Let's go ahead. We have talked about the definition of computer. We have talked about what an electronic device is. So we are going into what is data. Now, I will be recapping the definition as we go along in this study. We talked about what is computer. That is the definition of computer. And we said a computer is an electronic device that accepts data. It accepts data. That is, it takes data in. Now, what is this data we are talking about? We are trying to explain what is this data that we are talking about. Data is any fact or figure which has not been processed. Let me repeat that again. I said data is any fact or figure which has not been processed. It is what the computer collects as input and processes it. So I'm saying that data is any fact or any figure that has not been processed. That is still there, it has not been processed. The computer has not processed the data to bring out information from it. So that is what we call data. Now, data can include alphabets, it can include numbers. That is from alphabet A to Z. From A to Z, they are all data. From number 0 to 9, they are all data. And also we have some special character like your divide sign, greater than, less than, equals to, many other signs like that. They are all classified as data. So now when you hear the word data again, you can be able to know that, okay, what this person is trying to say is that data is either alphabets, numbers, it can be special characters like your comma, your full stop, your colon, your semicolon, your apostrophe, your question mark, whatever the sign may be, they are all classified as data. Let's continue. We have talked about definition of computer. We have talked about what's an electronic device. We have talked about what is data. So now we are going ahead to types of data. I've told you that data includes alphabets, data includes numbers, and special characters. So just put that in your memory that this is what is called data. If I give you a note now, and the note consists of alphabets, letters, and I say this is the data, I'm correct. Why? Because that note consists of alphabets, it consists of numbers, it consists of some other special character like full stop and so on. So that can be a data. Also, data can, like I said, data can be number. For example, we can have the data of the old student in a primary school or the old student in a secondary school. It consists of their names. It can consist of their numbers, their serial numbers. It can consist of their telephone numbers. It can consist of their emails. So all these can be the data of those students. So I hope we understand what data is now. Let's go ahead. We have looked at, okay, we are looking at now the parts of the computer system. The parts of the computer system. Now, there are four major parts of the computer system. There are four major parts of the computer system. 1. The monitor. 2. The keyboard. 3. The mouse. And 4. The CPU, that is Central Processing Unit. There are four major parts of the computer system: the mouse, the keyboard, the monitor, and the CPU. So those are what comes together to form a basic computer system. A basic computer system. Those four components I mentioned now, they are what are brought together to form a computer system. Now, there are some other devices that comes together to work along with the computer. That is what we now call peripherals. That is peripherals. So now, we can say that the parts of the computer system are 5. Mouse, keyboard, CPU, monitor, and peripherals. Now, what are peripherals? Peripherals are every other device that is connected to the computer system. Every other device that is connected to the computer system. For example, we have your printer, you have your scanner, you have your projectors, you have your light pen, and so on. These are what is being categorized together as peripherals. So don't forget I said there are 4 major parts of the computer system, but we also have one other part of the computer system. One added to it, but there are 4 major 4, but one other one that is peripherals, every other one, making it 5. So there are 5, that is 5, that is, there are 5 basic components of the computer system. I said there are 4 major parts, then now 5 in general, 5 components of the computer system. So we have the picture of the monitor. That's the picture of a monitor, and this is the picture of a keyboard. Then this is the picture of a mouse, how the mouse looks like. Then we also have the CPU, that central processing unit. That's the picture of the CPU. Now, for laptops, you may ask, where is the monitor? Where is the mouse? Where is the CPU? Where is the keyboard? In laptops, all these components are brought together. They are brought together. So, now you can see on the screen, there's a laptop on the screen there. That's the picture of a laptop, and the part labeled as monitor, that part is the monitor. That's the screen of the laptop is the monitor. You can see another part labeled as mouse. That's the part that is called the mouse. Then you can also see the keyboard. That's the part that is called the keyboard. And beneath, you can see the CPU. So every basic part of the computer system is together on the laptop. It's brought together on the laptop. So peripherals include printers, your speaker, etc. So in review now of this lesson, we have talked about the definition of computer. We have talked about the meaning and types of electronic device. We have talked about the meaning of data, and we talked about the examples of data, and lastly we talked about the parts of the computer system. So in the next video, we'll be talking about input devices. We'll be talking about types of input devices. We'll be talking about output devices, and we'll be talking about types of output devices. That is the next video that will be produced after this. That is the next video that you are likely to get after this. That is, I'm trying to give you the series of the video so that you can follow up. We are talking about input device, types of input device, output device, and types of output device. So I would advise, if you have your friends, you have your colleagues, maybe you are a student or wherever you are, and you know that they need this information, you can just share the link, copy the link and share to them, or tell them about Smart School. It's a new school, it's a new development in the world now, and we want to make sure that learning reaches everyone wherever you are. That learning reaches you wherever you are, so that you won't say that because of this or that I could not learn. But now learning is coming to you. We are bringing learning to you so that you can get this information wherever you are. See you in the next video.